Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is Eric Bohm, VP of Partnerships at Sport Techie. I am here to introduce our next workshop session to kick off Wave 2 of workshops today. It is titled TeamSnap's Product Philosophy, Deliver Exceptional Member Experiences Powered by our friends at TeamSnap. With that, I'd like to introduce our speakers today, Debbie Holman, Head of Customer Success at TeamSnap, and Greg Ludke, Vice President of Product at TeamSnap. Debbie, Greg, if you want to go ahead and jump on and get the conversation started, and let you guys take it from there.
Great, thanks, Eric. Welcome everybody to Delivering Exceptional Member Experiences workshop. We're really looking forward to having a fun 20 minutes with all of you that will leave you inspired and thinking about how can you deliver exceptional customer experiences for your members. So to get started, let's do a few quick introductions. So as Eric said, I'm Greg Ludke. I'm the VP of Product at TeamSnap, and I'm joining you virtually today from Boulder, Colorado. Debbie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Greg. Hi, everyone. I'm Debbie. I'm the Manager of Customer Success here at TeamSnap, and I am sitting in the lovely Garden State of New Jersey. Happy to be here with you guys today.
Great. So a few ground rules before we get started. Actually, we really don't have any ground rules. So this is your time. This next 20 minutes is all about you leaving, learning something new. So don't hesitate to ask questions along the way. We're really looking for an engaging workshop. Please put any questions that you have in the chat. It should be on the right-hand side of your screen. Throw them in there and we will address the questions throughout the workshop. So Debbie and I will also stay on for a few minutes at the end of the workshop to answer any additional questions. So we have 20 minutes for the workshop, leeway afterwards before you go back to the general session. Please ask questions and we will get to those. So to get started, let's turn back the clock. In the fall of 2019, this is a picture of the TeamSnap office. We were running an innovation workshop where I brought 6 developers, 2 designers, and a quality assurance lead all to the office to start trying to figure out how we could ideate on bringing new product features that would further simplify the lives of our sports organization administrators. You see, being in the role of a sports organ administrator is not easy. You have the complexity of managing hundreds of teams, thousands of players, and that your work is cut out for you. So TeamSnap is all about trying to make their lives easier. So as cool as this office is, Pearl Street in Boulder, Colorado, this is not where the magic happened for the innovation workshop. This is where the magic happened, out in the field, in the office of a local soccer club. We spent half the day out in the field, in the office of customers, learning and seeing what they did. There's a fun little activity that we do here at TeamSnap. We call it a customer safari. We go out and we visit customers in their habitat. We spend the time listening to their stories, falling in love with their problems, and ultimately leaving with real deep empathy about what they experience on a daily basis, trying to manage, as I said, thousands of players and hundreds of teams. All innovation, all great experiences, customer in the center of everything that you do. And that's what this workshop is all about. How can we help you put your customers in the center of everything that you do? So let's talk about what that means. The secret for delivering an exceptional customer experience is what I like to call deep customer empathy. Is about taking the time to walk in your customer's shoes, feel what they're feeling, build a true understanding of your customer at an emotional level. Level is when you really tap into listening to their stories, hearing their pains, hearing their struggles. So let's change the classic saying from the customer is always right to the customer's feelings are always real. Don't ever take that away from your customer. Take the time to understand it, lead with curiosity, seek out those stories, ask the open-ended questions, and be an active listener. At TeamSnap, we wake up every single morning with this mission to take the work out of play. By creating a culture and a mindset within every single employee at TeamSnap, we lead with customer obsession. Every single thing that we do, every project that we start, every action that we take starts with leading with customer empathy. Let's fully understand what our customers are experiencing, what they're doing, and what their struggles are. By understanding and recognizing customers' values, their beliefs, their motivations, that is what influences their behaviors, their actions, and their decisions. We're in the job of trying to change customers' behaviors. We're in the job of making their lives easier. We're in the job of taking the work out of play. We will not be able to do that if we actually don't start empathy. So to start your journey on customer empathy, let's actually give you some examples of what it means to take the work out of play and lead with that empathy. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Debbie. She's going to walk you through some real examples that we have here at TeamSnap on how deep customer empathy, falling in love with our customers, has helped us achieve exceptional member experiences. With that, Debbie, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Greg. We'll go to the next slide here. As Greg was saying, this deep customer empathy and understanding allows us at TeamSnap to be very agile. When the youth sports industry was instantly impacted by COVID, we understood what the customer struggles would be in returning their members to play safely. Through what we call a hackathon, 4 of our amazing engineers came up with the concept and product feature, health checks. This feature is on every event that is created in TeamSnap and consists of questions to clear a member for play in that event. TeamSnap was the first in the industry to release health checks. A year later, we are still getting thanked by our customers for not only the health check feature itself, but the speed to which we were able to respond to what our customers were facing when they absolutely needed us most. We have some stats and cool customer quotes up here on the slide. But some of my favorite health check references come from the voices of kids jumping out of the car on the way to the field, shouting back, "Mom, Dad, did you do my health check?" It impacts their members every day. And TeamSnap's culture of truly being customer focused from CEO to frontline engineer enabled us to help our customers focus on their youngest members, kids who just want to play. On the next slide highlights another feature, credits. Through our understanding of the needs of our customer as business owners, the product feature credits was created. As seasons got postponed and canceled, our customers had to quickly pivot and needed to hold on to funds. Credits enabled our customers to basically to keep cash in their bank accounts and their businesses running. TeamSnap's understanding of how our customers truly operate enabled us to support the financial side of their business. And while not as warm and fuzzy as kids happy playing sports, our customers had to keep funds in order to keep their organization's doors open. And we at TeamSnap understood this. These are 2 great examples of what Greg is talking about, customer safari, knowing the customer, how that relates to product. But it's really important, I think, to point out that this journey of understanding your customer is ongoing. Like any relationship, conversations, trust, empathy, true understanding takes time. And we at TeamSnap were able to exceed our customers' expectation in very stressful times because we're striving to learn more about customers all of the time, a constant journey. And this makes me truly proud to work here at TeamSnap. Greg, I'll kick it back over to you. I think Greg is going to walk you through some action items of how you can start implementing this in your organization.
Awesome. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks for sharing those very inspiring stories. There's nothing better than for us to wake up and see the impacts that we have directly on the lives of our customers. As hard as COVID was, we were just beyond thrilled to be able to bring these two new features to life to help these small businesses manage some of the chaos, some of the stress during the hardest times of COVID and the shutdown of sports. So thanks again, Debbie, for sharing those stories with us. So yeah, Debbie was right, is a challenge for all of you. So your challenge that we would like to present is we want you to get out of your office, get out there and spend some time with your customers and start building customer empathy, building that deep customer empathy. So I know with social distancing still in place, connect with your customer virtually, call them, set up a Zoom meeting, or find an opportunity where you can go social distance with your customer. But the challenge is I want you, Debbie and I want you to put your customer at the center of everything that you do. And I know that sounds like a big challenge, but don't fear, we actually are not going to leave you empty-handed and just throw. So what we are going to give you is we're going to give you your own little customer safari card. So we have all of your email addresses. So after the session, we will be emailing you this customer safari card. And my challenge for you is tomorrow or before the end of the weekend is to get out and actually go have a conversation with a customer. This customer safari guide is going to help you on that journey to build that deep customer empathy. So there's 4 things that you're going to be doing on your customer safari. First, most importantly, is you need to identify who your customer is. So go find a customer. I would recommend, if this is the first time that you're doing this, pick somebody that is kind of already in your network of customer that you might already have a relationship with, because this is going to take a lot of courage and it's going to put you kind of in a little bit of being uncomfortable, which is okay. But step into it with what we like to call a friendly customer. So who is the customer? Describe them in detail. What is their gender? What is their age? What do they do? And most importantly, where are you observing them? Are you observing them in their environment? As I told you in the beginning, we learn when we get out in the field. We learn when we get into the customer's habitat. So on your safari, go to your customer's habitat if you can. Again, I understand with COVID, it might not be as easy as it's coming off to be. So that's number 1. Number 2, really seek out stories of what are they trying to do. Understand what their motivations are. What job are they trying to accomplish? And spend the time getting into those stories. As I said, make sure that you seek out those stories with open-ended questions. This is the best question to ask a customer when you're trying to understand their motivation and the jobs they're trying to do. So for example, if I was interviewing Debbie, I would say, hey, Debbie, tell me a time when you had a big challenge of trying to schedule a game and trying to make sure that all the kids were showing up at the right time at the right place. That would be a phenomenal way for Debbie to start telling me a story of that last time that she was trying to, take on that scheduling task of organizing kids in teams. So that's step 2. Step number 3 is tapping into what are the barriers that they encounter. Really try to figure out what has gotten in their way. And again, lead with open-ended questions. Still interviewing Debbie about the scheduling is, hey, Debbie, what was the hardest thing that you had to do when you were trying to schedule that team, right? That invokes Debbie to start tapping into some of those emotional feelings. And most likely you're going to see your customer probably tense up a little bit. You might see them lean in a little bit. You might actually start, right? Their face might get a little red because you're actually now asking them to remember some of those emotional sides of that story that they're telling. And this is where all of the magic happens. So yes, ask them how they actually feel. So it is absolutely okay for you to ask your customer, well, how did that make you feel? That is a very powerful question. The more that you can actually tap into the emotional side of what they're feeling, it's going to really set you up and the rest of your team up to really bring some amazing ideas, amazing innovation to life. So once you've taken the time to explore and understand their barriers that they have, now the fun really starts happening. This is when you're transitioning from your learning journey into your building journey. So the last step of this customer safari is for you to take all of that great information, really synthesize that storytelling that your customer just had with you, and start ideating on how can you actually improve that customer experience that they just walked you through. Come up with 3 ways now that you can actually improve that customer experience. A couple of tips here. Number 1, no idea is a bad idea. The only time that it's a bad idea is if you say anything goes. There's a saying, and it's actually from Thomas Edison. It took Thomas Edison 10,000 ideas to come up with that one great idea. So throw them all out there. Anything goes. Number 2, go back and talk to your customer. Once you've identified, there's probably one of those that you're going to really, kind of anchor on, or something that's really going to resonate with you. Take that, go back to your customer and say, let me tell you how I was thinking about trying to make your life better, and walk them through it and get their reaction. It's called the closed loop process. When you spend the time with the customer, you build that, see what their reactions are. And again, try to tap into the emotional side of that conversation. If you were to experience this new thing, how do you think it would make you feel? And that is a continuous loop that you're going to be on now with your customers. You're building relationships, you're building deep empathy with your customers. And I guarantee you, with these 4 simple steps, you will start delivering exceptional experiences for your customer. So that's the content that we had to share with you today. So I'd love for anybody to throw up some questions in chat of how we can further help you on your journey to improve your exceptional customer experiences. Don't be shy. Okay, if there aren't any questions, Debbie and I will hang around for a little bit longer, but please also away from coming and visiting us at our virtual booth. How you do that is on the Sport Techie screen over on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand side, you can see the Expo button. From there, you can come and visit the TeamSnap virtual booth. I believe Nick Rundell, one of our superstars, is hanging out there, and we will see you there.
Greg, it looks like we do have one question in our chat. Right. This is awesome. If I was going to begin this process, do I just get started with these questions?
Yeah, that's exactly what this customer safari card is. Think about this as your cheat sheet, right? So this is what we wanted to give all of you, so and confident to go start having that first conversation with that customer. So just follow this simple guide. One of my favorite sayings is be comfortable being uncomfortable. So this is something new. We are asking you, it is a challenge, but I guarantee you, after you do it once, you will get addicted to it. It is absolutely amazing what happens when you get out there with your customers, and you actually use it as a learning experience and a source of exploration. Benjamin, and the question from Benjamin is, can you describe more about your process for prioritization of the feedback? Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of information from your customer. And so kind of the art of priority is you want to focus on the thing that I like to say is the riskiest assumption. So the thing that really has to be true in order for everything else to really matter. So great example is if TeamSnap was working on improving our photo experience, and the riskiest thing is first to actually ask ourselves, can we change customer behavior to actually start using TeamSnap to share and distribute their photos? That's more important than actually us going and perfecting and building a world-class photo experience. Because if nobody is actually going to use TeamSnap to distribute their photos, there's no point of us having a phenomenal feature that allows you to tag, right? Add comments, doing filtering and things like that. So all that feedback, think about that thing that you really have to get through first and you have to learn first. That's where you really want to start. And that's where you want to start ideating those ideas of how do you start changing the customer experience. And the thing that's the most important is don't ever think you have to get the answer right. Trying it. So just pick the thing that you think is the most important and get out there and try it. And then, you know what, your customer or not. Yeah. Benjamin asked a follow-up question. So do you think, do you make prototypes and get feedback from those? Yes. Prototyping, for those who don't know what prototyping is, it's a low fidelity way to actually start to bring your idea to life. A prototype can be as simple as a sketch on a piece of paper. Great example, right? We are doing a kitchen remodel and we had our kitchen designer and she actually had a piece of paper, right? And she was sketching out, well, hey, what would happen if we put, this cabinet here instead of here? That is an example of a prototype. Anything put in front of your customer to get some initial thoughts, ideas, and reactions from is a prototype. So you do not have to be for you to start prototyping. It can be as simple as stick figures, right, and some boxes. It's all about trying to show them what a new world or a new experience could look like so you can start getting reactions. It is an incredible tool and technique to re-engage your customer and get feedback from them.
I think a good thing to keep in mind is doesn't have to be perfect to make progress. You just have to start somewhere to get things going. So don't let that hold you back. Exactly.
Okay, just thank you everybody for joining our workshop today. And again, please come and visit us at our virtual booth in the expo. Thank you.
Thank you.